Greetings and salutations. We're back looking at the show Sliders with 2 episodes. In this case, The Dream Masters and Desert Storm. Let's look at The Dream Masters first. In this episode, the group arrives in a world where terrorists discover drugs that can invade people's dreams, and basically Wade is chosen as a victim of them. So, honestly, I gotta say, this episode was pretty good, and I gotta say, this episode was, thinking about it, this episode feels very relevant, in that, some part of the episode discusses topics, say, the idea of stalking, at the same time, perhaps the idea of entitlement, because, say, the guys who are the Dream Masters, even the police won't go after them. So, they, whenever they see someone, they feel I don't like you. They show a hand insignia, and they go, you're my target. So they feel say, hey, someone who looks at me wrong, the Dream Masters are, trying to rough them up and all that. And I also have to say, this episode feels like an episode that goes the darkest, and say, it feels almost it's trying to go a Nightmare on Elm Street vibes. There was a moment when Wade is having a dream, and suddenly her and Rembrandt are in a room, and then suddenly there's blood gushing out of almost a sink, I believe. And I thought, wow, especially for a network television, that was relatively just something that was ooh, they getting away with stuff, and I approve of that. Sadly, I wasn't able to, find the clip for that, because, most of the times when I use clips, I can't find the sources for it, some of them are, but, I'm gonna try, usually, give, see, some ideas. There are, at sometimes, the lead actor who's playing the dude that is going after Wade, he has, almost a Freddy Krueger vibe, in that whenever he is Caesar, he goes, say, you know how this thing is gonna go, right? So, and, cause he is just, ever so often, he is just in another room, and then suddenly, he goes, say, hey. He's just, acting for me, he seems like he is having a lot of fun. There's a moment when, sort of say, the sequence from Friday the 13th part, I think it was Freddy's Dead, where Carlos says, Freddy is torturing Carlos, but in this, the dude is just he's just screaming, and then Wade's covering her ears, cause it's, terrifying. No! And they sort of do what they would do in a Nightmare on Elm Street film, them just say, it's not real, and all that. And yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good, although it didn't feel usually in a slide, they'll just cause the the antagonist of that universe to say, no, you have foiled all our plans. Well, the plans have been foiled, but not foiled in so much that, well, we're gonna try and find her, because, they were foiled, but they're still gonna try again, and against someone else, because, there is another group that is just fighting against them, but I feel like, say, they didn't really fully help stop the world. But I thought it was pretty good. So look at the next episode called Desert Storm. In this world, the Sliders become involved in a struggle for control of a woman who can detect water on a desert world. Sadly, the actor Ken Steedman, he was actually tragically killed in an accident during production of the episode. He did a pretty good job. They actually played the, I think he played the antagonist of the episode. He did a pretty good job. If I was to compare this to anything, basically this episode is sort of like, say, they try to do a Mad Max slide, and that, you know, everything is traded sort of like when it comes to commodities. Like, if someone wants water, they go say, "Oh, here's a watch." They say "Nah, that thing needs takes batteries, so can't take it." Or suddenly say, "Well, how about a vehicle?" And they say, "I need something better. Give me something better," and all that. And yeah, I gotta say the acting from the guest actors of this episode, they did a pretty good job. I feel like, say, if someone had, it's sort of a when I was watching this, it was sort of like, say, "Mom, can we watch, Furiosa?" And they say, "No, we have Furiosa at home." I feel like that would be an example of this. But all the actors and the cast, they do a good job of trying to, do an episode that is sort of like Mad Max. And it was all pretty good. I think everyone did a great job. I feel like everyone was having fun with this episode. And, the stunt moments of it, from what it's shown, they seem, oh, wow, this is pretty good. But, yeah, if say, sadly, one of the actors, Ken, had passed, then, yeah, there was probably, say, some things in it that they probably thought, oh, that probably weren't totally done safely. But I gotta say this episode was pretty good, and sadly for a final role, I think Ken did a pretty good job for what happened. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.